like Brian Thompson did, denying claims, just like Brian Thompson did. What? Huh? What?
This podcast is hardly focused.
The French.
According to The Economist, a poll that they ran a while back, Luigi Mangione has a high favorability among American citizens ages 18 to 29 compared to citizens aged 65 and older. Now, why is that? Is that because the younger generation, like myself, is petrified for what the future looks like? And that we're choosing not to procreate because we do not want to raise children in this world, in this climate in which we live, that the cost of living is absurd at this point, that Luigi wasn't exactly wrong about the state of healthcare in the United States?
I would say yes. In the short term, answer yes. Petrified, scared, angry, frustrated, all these things.
Mm-hmm. Are you, Mike, generally like worried about what this means for your kids? I mean, you got 3 kids. You got 3 little kids.
Yes. To the point where Sarah doesn't like talking about the future because she is terrified about it. And she's like, I don't need that stress right now because I can't control what's happening in the future. Like, all right, I got you. But just in case, be aware.
How was it, just given the state of healthcare in the United States, and I would assume that you and Sarah have the same healthcare provider.
That is correct.
Given your employment situation, how was it? I guess with Cam, because that was obviously the most recent one, but then with your other kids, I guess relative to insurance, was it well covered, or did you find that oh boy, having a child is incredibly expensive?
Having a child is incredibly expensive, even the amount that was covered by insurance.
Yeah.
All times. And insurance is a bunch of fucking assholes. Because especially with Genevieve, they would try to double bill us. And Sarah would be like, no. Half the time she'd argue and say, no, you billed us for this already. The other half she'd go, no, this is Massachusetts. You're not allowed to separately bill us for this because it has to be covered by insurance.
Ooh.
Yes. Oh yeah. Absolutely shitty. I'm 100% behind Luigi.
Yeah, I've been sort of a neutral party when it comes to what Luigi did. But like when that news broke a few months ago, and I don't think we've really like gone in depth about it in detail since that occurred, but like there was that moment of shock when it happened. And then once that sort of subsided, then me thinking, I hope this really does send a statement, like a constructive statement. Like, obviously, I'm not going to condone.
I already had my statements out. I said one is an aberration. 2 is a coincidence. 3 is a push for change.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. They're more fear. More fear. Absolutely, 100%.
I really do like hope something comes out of this. And if last November taught me anything, nothing will. But
correct.
But I'd like to have some degree of hope here that if so, it seemed like random, I guess, to go after this guy, to go after Brian Thompson.
Oh, not random at all.
Oh, well, then I learned that United Healthcare is like one of the worst insurance providers out there. And then
one of
are they the worst?
The worst.
That's hilarious.
Absolutely. The worst period ever period.
That's comical because as of January 1st, that's my healthcare provider.
Oh, welcome to the club. It fucking sucks. 32% denial rate. Industry average is 17. And it's only 17 because they skew the average.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So UHC is almost double. That's great.
Yeah.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was telling you off air how I rolled my ankle recently, and like at this point, I probably, as I'm like resting weight on it right now, but at some point I should go get it checked out. Because
I'm old.
I mean, I'm always finding new and creative ways to injure myself, but that was during my Blue Cross days. That was during my Cigna days. I don't know how fortunate, how lucky I will be during my United Healthcare days.
Let me tell you, mandatory co-insurance fucking blows. That and pharmacy benefit managers, those guys suck. Vertical integration of the insurance industry fucking sucks. Absolutely.
Well, you know what, pal? It stinks. It stinks. He stinks. You stink.
Yep. I could go on a tirade for hours, but we don't want to do that. I mean, honestly, if even if they had just changed to not being employer based, like, hey, it's open like car insurance. Shop around. Your employer is going to give you 30% of whatever the premium is because that's what the insurers, that's what they're going to, try to, go as. Fine, whatever. That's the way to do it. But like, son of a bitch.
Are you talking about UHC or just the American healthcare system in general?
The American healthcare system in general, and the fact that idiots want to be like, it doesn't benefit me to have Medicare for all. It fucking will. It fucking will. You fucking idiots. Even conservative think tanks did the math and like, it actually does help.
But they don't want you to know that.
No, they don't want to. They don't like, hey, we ran the numbers and turns out they were right.
Yeah. I mean, this is like, when you have that guy that discovers that his car can run on vegetable oil and has no need for gasoline and accidentally.
And then suddenly he dies.
Yeah. He accidentally tells too many people, disappears off the face of the earth. He gets deported to El Salvador.
Yep. Never to be seen again.
Yeah. The Center for Strategic Politics did a poll. I'd say probably within a month or two of Thompson's murder. It was about Luigi Mangione. Respondents under 45 years old held a positive view of Luigi, very similar to the Economist poll. I do like that it was a wider net that was cast. It wasn't just like true young people.
Yep.
Now it's people in our even your demographic. Mike.
Yeah, anybody that is below Gen X, even elder millennial, from millennials on down, we've endured 3 recessions in our lifetime. The precipitous increase of wealth inequality, and basically the privatization of democracy at this point, and it's just. It's bullshit. No one likes it anymore, and we're fucking fed up. And I just saw a graph today that compared our current trend of wealth inequality to France in 1780 to 1810 or whatever, and it exactly mirrors the French Revolution.
Jesus.
So I'm like, oh well, vive la révolution.
You said 3 recessions, soon to be 5.
Oh my God. Yeah. We had the worst stock market dip in two days since the actual Great Depression.
What's even more fascinating about that is when you reverse course and say, hey, let's just delay this whole tariff thing even further. Mm-hmm. And then the stock market sees its strongest bounce back since World War II.
Because they're all playing the shorts.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's a whole bunch of bullshit, and I don't want to get into that part right there because fuck them hard. And those insider traders need to get hung up by their toes, a la Italy and Mussolini. But that's beside the point. I'm not encouraging violence.
By the way, he was saying
I'm not saying I'm encouraging violence, but I'm not saying it. I'm not saying you should.
Here's how you build this bomb. I'm not giving you instructions.
I am not giving you instructions, but if you came across these parts, like something, I'm not saying anybody should. I'm not saying you should.
So here's Keith Morris at Coachella, and he's talking about an army of Luigis. Take that for what you will. And quite literally, the Monday after Coachella, after Circle Jerks performs, at the United Healthcare campus in Minnesota, someone, not just someone, his name is Ian Stanley Wagner.
Wagner Power Painter. Okay, all right.
Parks his car in front of the building, calls the FBI, and just straight up says, I am going to do something in this building. And I have a weapon. I want $1 million, and y'all are not taking me alive. And that led to a 1 hour standoff, a successful police negotiation. Wagner was arrested. The gun was recovered from his
So what
vehicle.
you're calling him is a bitch for not holding himself to his word, huh? Man. You're not taking me alive? Oh, we took him alive. Son of a bitch, huh?
So I'm going to argue and say he's a copycat because the FBI via TMZ, they're saying, quote, there's currently no indication that the individual, Wagner, had specific grievances against United Healthcare. I call shenanigans on that. It couldn't have been sheer coincidence that this guy went to UHC's campus.
Yeah. No. I always, yeah. Even in the other days when they were like Mangione, they're like, we're not sure of his motives. Get the fuck out of here. I don't care that you're calling him guilty because he's not guilty. There's a thing called jury nullification that every American citizen should know about. But it's pretty fucking obvious why you'd shoot that guy. It's pretty fucking obvious why you go to UHC's campus.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Right. Yeah, you're just showing up randomly. Oh, United Healthcare. I wonder what they do here. Mangione too. Didn't he have like back surgery or something? Like
I believe so.
Within
You're like, well, he's not actually like he doesn't actually have UHC. I'm like,
doesn't matter.
You don't go after the least evil. You go after the most evil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude could have the best health insurance out there too. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
Now, Massachusetts, especially too, I believe we get penalized heavily because it's tax day. It's the 15th of April, when we're recording this episode. In Massachusetts, we get taxed or penalized heavily if come tax time, you do not have 12 months of health insurance.
Yeah. Well, because we also have, the origin of the ACA, which is Mass Health. Brought to you by a Republican governor at the time, you fucking idiots. So just saying. But yeah. Yep.
Well, I'm honestly a little surprised that this is, I think I'm going to call it a copycat. This is the first copycat that I can think of. I can't recall any other, I guess, copycat cases that have happened since December.
Yeah, not anything significant. No, unfortunately.
Yeah, and this
I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you should. No one should.
Don't.
Don't. I'm not saying you should.
Do what every free thinking American should do, which is scream into the void.
Yeah,
because that's basically all we can do right now. As most Americans seem to be Google searching what is a tariff, learning about things. Oh
my God,
learning about things a little too late here, but yeah. I mean, it's screaming in the void. That's really all I can do. But yeah, don't kill anyone. Don't shoot anybody. But boy, do I hope, like, even if it's like long-term change, Mike, if it benefits your kids in the long run, then I would hope some change actually comes out of this. That people look at what happened months ago and then they take seriously this incident that happened yesterday.
People don't like change. They got to come kicking and screaming. Sometimes that kicking and screaming comes in the form of a little lead poisoning. It just happens. So I'm not advocating for it. I'm saying sometimes it's going to happen.
I do hope it gets better for your kids' generation. They're all going to be part of, one generation coming up, whatever that may be. I don't think it has a name yet, but
no, officially, I think technically all my 3 kids are Gen Alpha.
okay.
Because I think 2025 it's Gen Beta.
All right. Interesting.
So I think officially 2024 is the last year of Gen Alpha.
I love how we went. So we started with Gen X.
Yeah.
And Y, Z, the millennials, and all that. And now we're gonna start at Alpha. Now we're gonna do Beta, and we're gonna go from there. And then the Generation X-ray? If we're gonna go with the NATO phonetics here,
it would be, but yeah, I think the problem is we named the generations previous after what they have done, and now we're naming generations to what they're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? As a silent generation, the greatest generation, the baby boomers. You didn't know they were going to be baby boomers. You couldn't name that in 1946.
Sure, they're doing it retroactively.
Exactly.
Now we're just proactively doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Gen X was still technically retroactively named because they're like they're unknown. They're X. It's like the unknown, and so they're Gen X. And they're like, oh, these kids are going to be millennials. Okay, we'll name them that. And then you're like, oh God, what after that? Ugh.
I hope it gets better for them. I hope we're not setting them up for a life of hardship and misery.
As I've heard most recently, hope in one hand, shit in the other, see which one fills up first. And I have a feeling that's going to be happening at least for the next decade.
It's not stopping people from having kids and starting families and everything.
It's definitely reducing a lot. But there's still people having families going, hey, we're going to power through it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make it better. And I'm hoping it will. I'm just, preparing my kids for, a post-apocalyptic, revolutionary America.
Sure.
I'm just making sure that they're aware of what, Christian fascism is and how to fight against it, and make sure that they don't support Gilead. And if they have to run to Canada and keep the handmaids safe, like, do it,
And hope that Canada doesn't get annexed at any point.
Oh, hey, everybody forgets the Geneva Convention is because of Canada. All right. Canada's the one that said it's not a war crime the first time. All right. Everybody thinks Canada's just honky dory and it's not. Like, Canada buries their shit pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not on the level of like Japan war crimes bad. Like that's just like unconscionable. They just did that with a bunch of anime and e-girls. But Canada did some fucked up shit.
I moved here from Canada and they think I'm slow, eh?
As we all know, when Canada gets annexed to the United States, that's just the last box to be checked, because following that, total nuclear annihilation.
Why? Because we decide to go to war with China. China invades Alaska. And then the bombs start falling.
Operation Anchorage.
Mm-hmm.